What's going on YouTube? Another day, another dollar in this beautiful world we call truck driving. And I got some, I don't know what type of news this is, y'all. We're gonna call it doom and gloom. We're gonna go with the big war word, doom and gloom. This may be some doom and gloom for you truck drivers, but I just woke up this morning, turned on YouTube, and a video popped up. Two videos popped up. One of them I gotta watch fully before I react to it, but this video right here, you know, it ain't had nothing to do with trucking, so I thought, especially not in the title, but let me play the video and give me my thoughts on it. Let me play the video. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This is what these folks are saying about trucking. Okay, let me turn it up so y'all can hear. You ready?
I think that people that understand the game and they know how to ride the wave are gonna ride the wave, and the people that are not are gonna complain that the waves are too high. That's what's going to continue to happen. And people are going to sit on the sidelines. And what I'm actually fearful of, I'm curious about your guys' opinions about this. I think in 5 to 7 years, you look at like truck drivers. Are truck drivers going to be around in 7 years in any significant way? Okay, so how many people work in truck driving? Lots. 7 million people are in truck driving. 7 million between driving and logistics. In 7 years, 10% of those people have a job. 10%. So you're looking at 6,100,000 people are going to lose their jobs in trucking. Where are they going to go? Electrical and plumbing and landscaping? Like, I'm more worried right now about UBI and what the government's going to have to do with these people than I am about anything else. And so people look at like what's happening in the next 2 years.
If you want to see that full video, the link could be in the description box. Now, what do I think about what they're saying? Now, by the way, let me give you the YouTube channel. That's not no small YouTube channel, man. I know y'all know Griffin Stem. Is it Griffin Stem? I'm saying I'm butchering the name, but I know y'all done seen him before, man. Dude been on YouTube for a long time, but y'all go check it out. 90%. They believe 90% of truck drivers in the next 5 to 7 years won't have a job driving trucks. Trucking and logistics. Now, I can definitely understand logistics, TQL, and a lot of these freight brokers. Y'all already seeing they laying off. I think one of these freight brokers, 2 weeks ago, they were offering $2,000 to get rid of, hey, take this little retirement package of $2,000 and get on. Why are they doing that? Because obviously AI is taking over logistics and freight broker. Thanks to JB Hunt and they click to go option. That's pretty much what it's probably going to be going forward. Just click to go. Ain't no point in calling TQL and negotiating. It's just gonna be booked now. Don't nobody want it at this price, they'll raise it $1. They'll do just like the oil field. Y'all remember 5F? 5F did that crap in the oil field. They was able to get sand haul all the way down, what, $200? Shoot, you can get a load of sand haul for $200 with that click to go option. So I understand logistics just being completely taken over because it's already going on now. But trucking, now I know what you're thinking. He ain't say nothing about no self-driving trucks, by the way, but I know that's what you was thinking. So, hey, Andrew, man, look here. Autonomous trucks, self-driving trucks, it ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. That may be true, but he ain't say nothing about no self-driving trucks. Ain't no self-driving trucks taking over logistics, so they don't even got no trucks on that side. I don't know what he's talking about. They didn't say. I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know. But 90%, oh, listen to me now. See, I don't wait around trying to determine if it's true or not. Okay, well, Andrew, I just wait 5 to 7 years, and I'll see if it's true, and I'll let you know. No, See, these are what we call warning signs. This guy right here telling you, 5 to 7 years, 90% gone. Lottie Dottie already gone. He left about 2 months ago, so he claimed. He ain't even make it to 5 to 7 years from now. Dirty Trucking gone. A lot of these people falling off. I think Lil Sean threw in his retirement package. A lot of the YouTubers from my era gone. It's just me and Josh. And leasing a truck, man. I think leasing a truck will still be here past 5 to 7 years for the 10% though. The 90% won't be able to lease a truck because they're gonna be gone. But the 10% that's left, I think you'll still be able to pay them truck payments, whatever that is. But like I said, I don't know what exactly is coming. I had to do more research, come back, let y'all know. I mean, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I don't think this guy is talking about self-driving trucks, but I don't know what could replace 90% of truck drivers in the next 5 to 7 years. I don't see it being autonomous trucks. Not that fast. Maybe autonomous trucks could take maybe 10 to 20% of truck drivers' jobs, but 90%? I have no idea what on earth could cause something like that. 90%. Clearly, he knows something that we don't. Clearly, these guys are multimillionaires. Our pockets truck driver, they up there. This is Mr. Charlie talking. So Mr. Charlie telling you 5 to 7 years, 90%. Man, Mr. Charlie ain't playing. Mr. Charlie ain't playing. No, he not playing. They already used the toll roads as an example. He was like, look, man, look. Back in the early 90s, when they first put up the toll roads, and not the toll roads, the toll booths. You remember everybody? You remember you used to have to go to the toll booth up there in the Northeast and actually pay a human being? Y'all remember that? You had hundreds of toll booth workers. They started hearing about the rumors about these toll booths, man. In the next 5, 7 years, man, they talking about they're gonna be electronic, man. They're gonna be robotic, man. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Nah, that ain't gonna happen. Ain't no robot toll nothing, self-flicking arm. Ain't none of that gonna take my job. Fast forward 5 to 7 years, I ain't seen a person working a toll booth ever. Have you? Where they work the toll booth at, huh? Where? What state? Where they at? Toll booth where? In New York? George Washington Bridge? I just went over to George Washington Bridge about earlier this year. I ain't seen no person. I thought they were gonna be last people standing. Nah, they got that. What's that pass called? Easy Pass. Jobs all gone. And that was hundreds of thousands of workers doing them toll booth jobs. Shifts. You had shifts because that was 24 hours of work. 3 shifts a day. Seven different lanes, 3 shifts a day. You know how many people that is? That's just for every toll booth. All them people gone. They all gone. Then people had to go and find some other career. Now, was they able to find some other career? Yeah, of course they was. Just like truck drivers, they're going to have to find some other career. The problem that I got with the trucking industry is in 5 to 7 years, majority of the truck drivers probably going to be over the age of 50. It's probably going to be hard for us to find a high-paying gig that's going to replace trucking. See, the toll booth workers, those were younger people, 18 to probably 40 tops. This trucking is a different, is more older folks in this trucking industry. So, but like I said, I don't believe he's talking about self-driving trucks at all. I don't know what he's talking about, but Mr. Charlie knows something that we don't know. 90%, that's a massive number. He said what? I don't know if he said 600,000 or 6 million, but whatever it is, he said 90%, only 10% left over. And like I said, I already see the logistics world being taken over, so you ain't got to explain that one to me. But this trucking industry, I don't know, but y'all know my motto. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but let me do my disclaimer before I say what I got to say. I'm not trying to influence nobody to get no truck, no house, own anything, whether that be a car, a school bus. Go and open your lease a building, put a barbershop in there, a nail salon, buy a car wash, get a mechanic shop, a line service. That's my disclaimer. I'm not trying to get nobody to do that. Now let me say what I got to say. If you out here driving a truck, you need to most definitely making sure you out here owning something. Because 5 to 7 years, the average car is what, 72 months or something like that? That's 5 years. Is it 5 years? I think it's 5 years. Y'all need to make sure that if 5 to 7 years, some kind of way we find ourselves out this industry, you need to be coming out with at least you got a car, you got a house to go to. It ain't gotta be paid for, but you better have one to go to. Because if you don't, just over these trees right here, Mr. Charlie. I know y'all don't believe it, but I done told you there's plenty. Mr. Charlie, just over these trees, he got built to rent for you. $2,000 plus a month is what's waiting for you. Now I know, hey Andrew, look here. I live down here in Mississippi, Andrew. Look, I'm gonna give me some land. Great, that's great. Look, ain't nothing wrong with buying land. The problem is you talking about buying land, but you ain't buying it. You ain't talked to no banker, no real estate agent, nothing about getting this land. Contact them. Hey man, look, I'm trying to get this land. You know, they may say 0 down. Hey, we don't even care about no credit score. Do 500 down. Start paying on it. If you want that piece of grass, start paying on it. Today, shoot, man, you ain't got that much time left. You know, but you better come out this thing with something, cause I'm already seeing truck drivers came into trucking. They didn't want to own nothing. They were talking about their leasing, borrowing, renting. They walked out of here with not a tricycle. Y'all, every time I do the tricycle joke, well, it really ain't a joke, but every time I talk about the tricycle, people not having a tricycle, y'all take it for a joke. I'll be dead serious. Like, especially when I talk about like Lottie Dottie and Dirty Trucking and the rest of these folks is walking out of here with not a tricycle. That's not a joke. They really left out of here with nothing. And you're gonna be the same way if you just keep their mind set up. You know, I can tell you all of them grossed $1 million on paper. They all grossed $1 million. They all went, they drove that truck. They didn't come out the truck. They didn't take no home time. They did the 100,000+ miles a year. They did all that. The checks, $2,000 a week, $2,000 a week, $15, $600, $400. Everybody made money, but guess what? If you don't take that liquid cash and go buy something, guess what's gonna happen? The cash gonna go to zero. The cash goes, I got a millionaire friend. You know what he told me? He said, hey Andrew, look, when you working these jobs, it ain't gotta be trucking, but just any job in general. 10, 20 years from now, when you get ready to leave that job, the only thing you're gonna be left with is the assets you purchased with that money. The money gonna go back to zero. You're gonna be back at zero. But what you're gonna be left with, if you, while you're working that job, if you bought a car, the car still be there, even if it's broke down, unless you get rid of it and sell it. The house you bought, it'll still be there. The land you bought, it'll still be there. If you bought a bunch of stocks in the stock market, they'll be there, unless you go and hit the sell button because somebody told you it's going to zero. You got a roofing company, it'll still be there. But only the stuff you bought, not the cash. I ain't talking about you put a bunch of cash on a shoebox. I don't know if that's still gonna be there. I don't know about that. That's going to zero. I told you that cash going to zero, boy. Inflation. Yeah, inflation. You got inflation hitting that shoebox, and you got the rats when you out on the track, you know, on the truck. The rats, you know, they trying to get to that shoebox, eat it all up. Yeah, eat up all that cash. But like I said, this ain't. I'm not trying to scare the people. This video literally just dropped, and like I said, I put it in the comment section. It dropped 2 hours ago. So YouTube hit me with the video. The title of the video ain't got nothing to do with trucking. Matter of fact, the title of the video, the affordable housing boom is just beginning. I clicked on it because I thought I was looking at a video about housing. They just happened to start talking about trucking. I'm watching the video, all of a sudden, 90% of truck drivers be out of job in 5 to 7 years. Whoa, hold on. If y'all lost y'all trucking job today, can't drive a truck no more, run the scenario, where would you be at? What comes next? Is it you gonna go try to apply to Walmart, Taco Bell, Burger King, try to work 3 jobs a day? Do you have to go get an apartment because you can't live in a truck no more? Well, you got to be serious. Come on now, you gotta be serious now. If you lost your job today, you got to go live somewhere, and the homeless shelter is already filled, you know, so that ain't no option. The bus stop up in New York, they designed the bus stop the way you can't sleep on it and be comfortable, so that ain't no option either. So I'm being serious now. I know you don't want to hear this conversation. You answer the question. See, I'm just the guy on the camera. You got to answer that for yourself. If you got out of trucking today, do you have a place to go to? Hopefully you got some family. You got some family, you got a place to go. If you ain't got no family, you better have you one of these right here. Because if you ain't got something, a house or something you've been paying on, Mr. Charlie, he got it waiting for you. $2,000 a month. He waiting for you. and climbing, $2,000 a month and climbing. By the time you get out that truck, getting in, be close to $3,000. That's what's waiting for you. So if you ain't trying to pay that for life, I'm telling you, you better, hey, you got the option not to have to be in that. See, a lot of people think that they don't have to, you know, when they, damn. A lot of people think they're gonna be able to get out of this trucking thing. Well, no, a lot of y'all think you ain't getting out of trucking, but a lot of y'all think you're gonna live in that truck for life. I understand, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, okay? You just need to run the scenario. If something was to happen, lose my CDL, get injured, some kind of way, you know, my job lay me off and there ain't no more trucking jobs, what am I going to do? It'll be a lot easier if you already got a car paid for. You already got a house, maybe you done knocked down 50% of the mortgage. You just went and got you, you know, $60,000, $100,000 home. You just pay a mortgage on that, $700 a month versus $2,000 of rent. And climbing. I can't afford that now. That's what I'm telling you. That crap they got over there, them houses start at $400,000. I was working at Love's and I can't get approved for that working at Love's. Love's was supposed to be $100K. And they're not gonna approve me for that. The most they would approve me for $300,000. I gotta make $125 if I wanna go over there, and that's the minimum I got to make. On paper. That's working almost 6 days a week at Love's. Oh, and don't forget the houses ain't worth $400K. Them cookie cutter homes, man, shit. It's like $125,000 if you ask me. Yeah, nah, them ain't Miss Charlie. I don't know what you're building over there, but you know, Miss Charlie got them 2 stories too. All that over there is 2 stories. Everything over here 1 story. Miss Charlie, he making it hard on you. He said, hey, look, we ain't doing no 1 story. We gonna make you pay that rent. Over there, 2 story. Let me see if I can just. I ain't got no zoom in on this camera. Let me see what I can show y'all. Y'all see just over them trees back that way? Y'all see back, you see how tall them houses up back there? I know I ain't got no zoom or nothing. But as you can see, you see that White House in the background? Has 2 stories. I probably just need to drive over there so y'all can see what's waiting on you. That's probably what I need to do, huh? Drive on over there. Yeah, I wouldn't drove over there. You know, the first thing I said, I said, damn, white folks moving in. That's the first thing I thought, white folks moving in, boy. Cause we can't afford that. We can't afford that. White folks moving in, they got their whole family. Shoot, on this side of the, you might as well say on this side of the railroad tracks, man. There's a lot of solo action going on over here. I mean, solo act, a lot of just, like my neighbor right here is just, you know, he live here by himself. His baby mama live in another house and the kids come over and visit. We got a lot of that going on. And I can tell you, house from house, what happened. How the father got kicked out the house. 2 houses over, I told you, the neighbor I grew up with, he on that Fetty Wap down the street. I can pull up on him. I already pulled up on him. Tried to help him get in the trucking. You know, now, I don't know if he got in or not. I'm waiting on the update. Like I be waiting for an update from a lot of my people, but hopefully he was able to get in the trucking. You know, that really changed his life, but just something to think about, man. Not trying to scare the people. Like I said, this video just popped up, and I just thought I'd come on here and share the news. But if y'all, somebody out there know what that 90%, what's gonna take over trucking, let me know. I don't know. I could see, you know, OTR not being around in 5 to 7 years. That I can see. I know JB Hunt, you know, they try to put majority of the freight on the rails now, and they probably gonna come out. I know JB Hunt, they working on that a faster train, you know, to move freight so it don't take so long. So I can see, you know, freight coming from the West Coast to the East Coast on rail. If they can speed up the time of the train, you can forget your OTR job. They don't need you. Yeah, they most definitely don't need you. They get a bullet train, they can haul freight, like how they got in Japan. You go to YouTube, type in Japan bullet train. If they get a bullet train here in the United States, they can put containers on. You might as well forget about, you know, all this. It's over with. The first bullet train that can haul freight is over with. Yeah, you ain't even got ain't no question, nothing. All right, but anyways, man, I'm out.